As soon as the lady of the house enters, the maid shows her something written on a board over the brush. The lady asks, "What is this?" Her husband is in the other room holding a glass of juice and talking on the phone. As soon as the husband comes toward the room, the maid quickly grabs the lady's arm and hides her behind the curtain. The husband enters the room, sits on the sofa, places the glass of juice on the table, and continues talking on the phone. He's talking to someone about selling the house. The lady hears everything and becomes very worried. She and the maid come out from behind the curtain. The maid says, "This house is yours. Do exactly as I say." The maid sends the lady outside the house and goes off in another direction. A little while later, when the lady returns home, the husband sees her and walks into the kitchen. There the maid is stirring juice with a spoon. The husband angrily asks, "Who are you making this juice for?" She replies, "For the lady." He says, "Don't make it for her." He asks, "Where's the juice I made earlier?" She hands him that glass and he walks away with it. The maid starts laughing behind his back, pours out the juice she was making into the sink and says, "Now it's gonna be fun." The lady sits down on the sofa. Her husband comes over, places the glass of juice on the table and says, "Look, I brought this for you, drink it." Just then the maid appears from behind and signals to the lady that the juice is safe. The lady takes the glass and starts drinking. As soon as she finishes and tries to stand up, she faints. Her husband lays her down on the sofa and starts laughing. He calls out to the maid, "Your madam is sleeping, take care of her." The maid takes out her phone and calls the husband pretending to cry. She says, "Madam was very sick, she's gone." The husband says, "How is that possible? I just put her to sleep." The maid keeps crying, and the husband says, No, that can't be true. I'm coming home right now." He hangs up the phone and bursts out laughing. The maid tells the lady he's coming home. "You hide. We'll teach him a lesson he'll never forget." The lady agrees. When the husband arrives, the maid lights candles in front of a photo and sits on a chair pretending to cry. The husband sits beside her and also starts crying loudly. The maid hands him a file and says, "Before dying, Madam gave me this and told me to give it to you." The husband, still crying, says, "Stop crying. She was my wife, too." Then he says, "Now you should leave this house." The maid starts crying. "Where will I go?" The husband laughs and says, "Go wherever you want." The maid says, "Fine, I'm leaving." As she turns to go, the lady suddenly appears in front of them and says, "She's not going anywhere." The husband, shocked, stands up and says, You were dead." The lady says, "We acted just to expose your true face." Just then a police officer enters. The lady says, "Arrest him." The officer handcuffs the husband. The police officer says, "If you like the video, don't forget to like and share."